The Clockmaker's Paradox. In the quaint town of Marston, where narrow cobblestone lanes and ivy-draped walls hinted at centuries-old secrets, lived a humble clockmaker named Elias. Day after day, he repaired and polished the many clocks in his modest shop, finding comfort in their steady tick-tock. Yet, one relic in particular, a dusty ornate clock tucked away in the back, had always captivated his imagination. It hadn't chimed in over 100 years, and local legend whispered that it held mysteries far beyond the measure of ordinary time. One crisp autumn evening, as the wind stirred the golden leaves outside and the sky wore a cloak of stars, Elias felt compelled to restore the ancient timepiece. With careful hands and a heart full of quiet hope, he wound the clock, cleaned its tarnished gears, and polished its faded face. As the clock's hands inched closer to midnight, a low hum filled the air, a sound as if the clock itself were awakening. Suddenly, the room brightened with an eerie silvery glow, and before him materialized a shimmering portal suspended in midair, where time itself seemed to twist and ripple. Unable to resist his curiosity, Elias stepped through the portal and found himself in a realm unlike any he had ever known. In this strange world, moments from the past, present, and future swirled together like a living tapestry. The air shimmered with memories, laughter and tears, triumphs and regrets, each one taking on a tangible form. Amid these wandering echoes, a graceful figure emerged, a woman named Seraphine, whose eyes held the depth of countless lifetimes. She explained that the clock Elias had repaired was not merely an heirloom, but a guardian of time, endowed with the power to mend or unravel the delicate balance of history. Seraphine revealed that forces in this realm sought to seize control of time itself, threatening both Marston and the enchanted land where moments intertwined. With destiny now intertwined with his own, Elias was tasked with a quest. To journey through this labyrinth of memories, decipher cryptic clues left by ancient timekeepers, and restore the clock's true rhythm before time's fragile tapestry tore apart. Along his path, Elias encountered visions of love and loss, fleeting yet vivid, each encounter teaching him that every second, no matter how small, was precious. In a climactic confrontation within a hall of echoing voices and shifting images, Elias faced the very embodiment of time's chaos, a force bent on freezing moments for its own gain. Drawing on the lessons he'd learned and the quiet strength that had always guided his careful work, he reset the ancient clock. The gears clicked into a harmonious cadence, and the chaotic echoes quieted into a gentle lullaby. As the portal shimmered and began to close, order was restored, and the stolen moments found their proper place in the endless stream of time. Elias returned to his shop in Marston as dawn broke, the memory of his journey as vivid as the first light of day. Though the portal was gone, its magic lived on in every tick of his beloved. Chapter 2. The Echoes of Forgotten Time. In the days following that fateful night, when Elias stepped back into his modest shop in Marston as dawn broke, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. The clocks on his walls resumed their steady tick-tock, but now, every so often, a stray chime would sound out of time, as if whispering secrets of an unfinished symphony. At first, these irregularities seemed trivial, a clock running a few seconds ahead or behind, a chime echoing in an empty room. But soon, the disturbances grew stranger. Elias began noticing that familiar moments in the town's daily life were slipping away. In quiet corners of Marston, residents recalled events with subtle differences, as if fragments of the past had been lost or rewritten. One chilly morning, as Elias prepared to open his shop, he discovered a neatly folded note resting on his workbench. The parchment was yellowed and the handwriting delicate, reminiscent of letters from another era. It read, "Time is not a single thread but a tapestry woven with countless moments. You have mended one strand, but others remain unraveled. Seek the lost hours. Listen to the past. It will guide you before the shadow reclaims what was once yours." Before Elias could ponder its meaning further, the soft glow of twilight at the window coalesced into a familiar figure. It was Seraphine. Her eyes, aglow with both sorrow and resolve, met his. "Elias," she said in her gentle, measured tone, "the restoration of the clock was only a temporary respite. The ancient timepiece holds more than the power to harmonize our hours. It has become a beacon that stirs the forgotten pockets of time. There exists a fracture, a tear in the tapestry that we inadvertently left open. In that void lingers a presence, one we have yet to confront." Seraphine explained that during Elias's first journey, a sliver of chaos had been left unbound, a remnant of the fractured past now gathering strength. This force, which she called the Chronos shadow, thrived in the uncollected lost hours, the fleeting moments that slipped through the clock's gears during the repair, moments that now endangered the delicate balance between memory and reality. Realizing that Marston's gentle rhythm was but a facade concealing deeper disturbances, Elias agreed that he must once again journey into the realm beyond the portal. This time, his quest was twofold: to seek out these lost hours and to seal the breach before the Chronos shadow could unleash irreversible havoc. Into the tapestry of time. Clutching a small satchel of essential tools and the note that had summoned him, Elias stepped through the shimmering portal at twilight. Beside him, Seraphine's ethereal presence illuminated the path into a realm that defied conventional time. A place where moments coexisted in a shifting, surreal mosaic. They wandered through landscapes that seemed born of memory and dream alike. A forest where autumn leaves drifted upward instead of falling. A forgotten library where the pages of ancient tomes whispered voices of long-lost secrets, and corridors lined with mirrors that reflected not just images but echoes of days that might have been. In one such corridor, they encountered an enigmatic figure, the Keeper of the Lost Hours. His appearance was fluid, as though he were both ancient and ageless, his eyes reflecting every moment he had ever witnessed. "I am the Keeper," he intoned, his voice a harmonious blend of joy and melancholy. "Every lost moment holds the potential for redemption, and every second we relinquish is a story left untold. Yet be wary. The Chronos shadow lurks here, a dark mirror to all that has slipped away." Under the Keeper's guidance, Elias and Seraphine began gathering the fragments of time. The bittersweet laughter of a child that had vanished too quickly, the fading memory of a farewell shared beneath a starlit sky, and even the muted echo of a promise once made in hope. With each rescued fragment, Elias felt the ancient clock's pulse growing steadier, its rhythm a little more whole. But as they collected these precious moments, a sinister presence stalked the edges of their vision, a formless silhouette that seemed to feed on the very uncertainty of time. The Chronos shadow, manifesting in bursts of dissonant chimes and distorted reflections, whispered challenges and taunts as if daring them to restore what had been broken. Confrontation in the cavern of time. Deep within a cavern where time itself appeared both stagnant and mercurial, Elias and Seraphine finally came face to face with the embodiment of the Chronos shadow. The cavern walls pulsed with memories, fleeting images of love, loss, triumph, and regret, that merged into a chaotic chorus. "You cannot mend what has been forgotten," the shadow intoned in a voice that echoed like a broken melody. "Time is the sum of every memory, every heartbeat, every regret. And you, Clockmaker, are but a transient witness to its endless waltz." Drawing upon every lesson gleaned from his journey and the enduring love for his craft, Elias produced a small, intricately carved timepiece, a token entrusted to him by the Keeper. This timepiece, glowing with an inner light, contained within it the unblemished essence of pure time. With Seraphine's guidance, Elias synchronized its pulse with that of the ancient clock. In that moment, the cacophony of lost memories began to align into a single, resonant cadence. The Chronos shadow shrieked as its dark form was overwhelmed by the harmonious tide of reclaimed moments. With a final shuddering pulse, it dissolved into the echoes from which it had been born. The cavern fell silent, the lost fragments of time nestled once more into the seamless tapestry of history. A new understanding. Emerging from the realm of shifting memories, Elias found himself once again in his quiet shop in Marston. The clocks now ticked with a serene assurance, a gentle reminder of the battle fought and the balance restored. Yet, Elias knew that the victory was not absolute. The mystery of time was vast, its layers ever shifting, and he had become a guardian of its fragile grace. Marston continued its unassuming existence, its residents blissfully unaware of the cosmic struggle that had unfurled beyond the veil of everyday life. But every time a clock chimed, Elias was reminded that each moment was both delicate and precious, a fleeting gift not to be taken for granted. And so, with the ancient clock humming a steady rhythm and the lost hours safely woven back into time's grand tapestry, Elias returned to his craft. His heart now held the profound knowledge that time was not merely measured in seconds and hours. It was the sum of every heartbeat,